Hey babe, are you home?
Yeah, just got here a few minutes ago. It's a long day.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry for the commotion today. I never thought Dad would do it, but guess I was an idiot.
What your dad did was wrong, and you have every right to be angry at him. Listen, don't beat yourself up for mistakes that are not yours. You're not responsible for your brother's blindness, and what your father did today was selfish.
I wish I could say the same things to him, but my mouth stops working when I see him prioritizing Lenny over me. I was saving up for that bike for 5 years, Olivia. 5 freaking years. I spent hours at my part-time jobs to get that money. I did not spend a penny on myself, thinking I'd do it all once when I got to college. I never asked for anything ever since Lenny and my stepmom came into our lives. I never dared to. And since that accident, I knew I had lost the right to speak ever again in the family. But this is shitty.
I'm sorry I couldn't be with you right now.
It's okay. I can't ask you to console me for every minor inconvenience that happens in my life. You saw how I was back then, right? Angry at first, but quiet the next moment. Because they're so good at guilt tripping me.
What guilt trip? Why do they blame you for your brother's blindness?
Because I failed to save him. I failed as a big brother who was too lost playing with his friends while Lenny was in the middle of the street. I never saw the car coming. I thought he was right there beside me. But no, I was wrong. Everything happened in a second, and yeah, it ended in the next moment.
You were a child, Tom. It was not your fault.
There was a time when I hoped for him just to disappear. I was jealous. My father suddenly found a new family in someone else. He forgot about mom, but I still tried to love them. I do love them. Lenny, he's my brother, and I don't want it any other way. But a part of me still yearns for the affection that was all showered on him. He's one lucky guy. Even though the accident took away his eyesight, he got all the more attention and love from our parents. Jenna always told me she loved us both equally. At times when I'd get upset a little, Dad would console me while reminding me that I should behave like a grown-up instead of a kid now. Back then I used to take his words as a compliment. He was giving me responsibilities. He was leaning on me for support, but as I grew up, I realized how distant I had grown from them, and how much granted they take me for. I got angry once in my second years of middle school. I wanted to join the basketball team, and they told me I couldn't because of my responsibilities. That time, Lenny acted as if he wanted me to pursue my dreams, but then he said, even if I'm left behind, I want my brother to move forward without me. To my parents, that sounded like the noblest thing ever. But in my ears, it sounded like Lenny was blaming me for his disability. I didn't want to be called selfish. I wanted to be good. To be the kind and reliable brother who always supported his family. I went back to playing my role, but I knew I couldn't no longer expect anything from them. I was on my way. I did everything to make my life better. I got a scholarship and got into college, so I don't financially burden them anymore. God, I'm so frustrated. I feel like punching the wall. But what's the point? The only thing that's gonna come out of this is that Lenny will get his eyesight back. I should be more positive about it. I'm sorry, I'm dumping all my past trauma on you. I'll stop now.
Hey, I'm your girlfriend. You're supposed to talk to me when you feel overwhelmed. Don't think of yourself as a burden. And don't look for the positive side of the situation, too. You deserve to be upset.
But dragging this shit would merely make me overthink. I have more important things to do than cry over the savings my father took from me without asking. But I swear I'll do even better for myself.
I'm worried for you, Tom. Don't drain yourself too much. Take a breather. And if you feel like it, be more open about emotions in front of them. Don't let them walk all over you. You're human too.
I don't have the time. I'm sorry, Olivia. I know what you're saying is correct, but giving them explanations would only backfire. I've seen it. Arguing with them is useless. In fact, I'd end up losing in that argument. Or should I say I just hold back myself and take all the blame they throw at me? I'm taking my time away from them, and I don't want you to get involved in this mess anymore. But thank you for everything. I'm lucky to have you by my side. It feels good not to be alone.
I love you so much, and I will do my best to support you.
Falling for a pathetic man like me, don't you think it's stupid? I can't even take a stand for myself. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, and I know the kind of person you really are. You're strong and kind. And while these traits may have backfired in your life, you're still the most fantastic person I've ever met in these 20 years of my life. Thanks, Olivia. I love you too.
Call me when you feel like it, and let's go out for some excellent lunch tomorrow after class.
Okay, I know a good place nearby.
Great. Sleep well, babe.
You too. Night. Shutting down my mind at moments, as these has always worked for me since I was a child. That was the only way to prevent myself from getting hurt. When Mom died, I did that. When Dad got married to Jenna, I did that again. Lenny became the little brother I never asked for. And while the whole "we love you too" equally was constantly said to me, I knew who my father favored more. I was a gloomy child. In contrast, Lenny was always so enthusiastic and fun to be with. It wasn't noticeable to me at first. I adjusted well and accepted the two as my family. But when I turned 12, Lenny got into an accident and lost his eyesight. He's 2 years younger than me, but the accident changed more of my life than it did his. I know I sound like an idiot, but it is what it is. I was blamed for it, for not being careful and attentive enough. Even though they always covered their harsh words with so-called sweet "you're a good boy," "be a good brother too" monologue at the end. It was like Dad and Jenna were scraping my insides and then patching them up with the little bandages. I got used to that treatment soon, and Lenny soon joined them. I hate to call him a bastard, but he is one, genuinely. Sure, we loved each other, but sometimes he was insufferable. Playing the victim card and getting what he wanted, that was he was always good at. And after that accident, I even gave him the liberty to ask whatever he wanted. Jenna was never happy with how her son was left behind, and so was my father. And thus, he spent most of his money on his treatment, even though back then doctors said there was no other option. I was more or less non-existent for them, but still, I managed to be the supportive elder child of the house. I made myself independent at an age when boys and girls went out partying at my school. I won't say I never envied Lenny, but what hurt me more was that he never was my brother I looked for. We were brothers to him only when he was the one being prioritized. Recently they found out that Lenny's eyes could be healed, but for that, Dad's savings were not enough. I told them about the money I was saving for my bike, but I never thought they'd just take that money without ever asking me. I found that out a few days later, when I took Olivia home to introduce her to my parents. But the whole meetup ended up as a shit show, where my parents once again expected me to like a responsible adult. Now my brother will get the surgery to give his eyesight back, while I have to let go of dream I worked so hard for.
2 months later. Where have you been, honey? It feels like I haven't properly talked to you in ages. Lenny wants to meet you so badly.
I'm sorry, Mom. I have been busy lately with my studies and internships. I can't seem to catch a break.
Oh boy, you're such a stubborn child. But it's good to hear that you've been working so hard. Lenny has been going to his new school now. He has even made new friends, and everything is going so well. We finally did it. He can finally see again, and I feel so blessed.
I'm glad too.
His birthday's coming. I was wondering if we should give him a sports car this year.
He doesn't even know how to drive, Mom. He's 17.
You can teach him, yeah? You can come back here on weekends and help him with his driving lessons. He would really love that, Tom. All these years when he couldn't see, he missed out so many things. He's still getting used to his eyesight. Everything looks so new to him. Doctors have told him to start using a cell phone after a month, as it may affect his eyes badly. But he's still trying to fit with our everyday life. He needs you. I hope you will be here for him.
I am, Mom, but I do have a rough schedule. I don't know if I can manage everything at once.
You have been ignoring him since we took money from your account. You do know we use it for your brother.
Don't say it like this, Mom. That's not what I mean. I've been busy, really, and I'm trying to make a life for myself. Lenny will do it too, and I will be here for him. But some things are just not possible right now.
Anything is possible when you try, Tom. Do you see Lenny? He never gave up on himself, and he can enjoy his life once again.
Mom, I don't know what to say.
If you're angry, just say so. Don't take it out on your poor brother.
I'm not doing any of it. Why are you talking to me like this?
Ugh, I'm just worried for you too. Please. Always remember, he's your brother, and you love him. Stay by his side.
I get you, Mom. Don't worry. Everything will be fine.
That's why we all rely on you, Tom. You are our anchor. If we don't come to you asking for help, then who will help us? We are so proud of you.
Thanks, Mom. I'll talk to you later then.
All right, bye, honey. A week later.
Tom, how about you come home for Thanksgiving? I hope you're not going to cancel it. Lenny's been looking forward to meeting you. I'm still not very sure, Dad, but I'll let you know. Your family should be your first priority, and like you told your mother, you've been studying. I don't think that's the case. I checked your social media, and you were enjoying your free time with that girl. You should give that time to your brother instead. He needs you around. That was uncalled for, Dad, and Olivia and I just went out for a couple of hours. We hardly get time to meet because of our studies. Exams are going on, and we are on a very hectic schedule. Then find some time for us too. Have you talked to Lenny recently? I did on call. Why? He told me you sounded extremely disinterested. What is this behavior? Why are you acting so cold toward him? Dad, he called me at midnight. I was legit preparing for my following paper and was a little preoccupied. Why would I act disinterested? So you're telling me he's lying? Ugh, Tom, you're not a child anymore. Act mature. That's what it is to be a grown-up, and you know Lenny's a sensitive boy. He's still recovering, and stress can quickly get to him. It would help if you were more considerate about it. I am considerate, Dad. What makes you think that I'm not? You guys are going to throw a huge birthday party for him after Thanksgiving, and I'm happily involved in that. I'm not complaining, even when I have my own things to deal with. So why are you guys making me feel like I'm being an ignorant prick to my little brother? Because if you really cared, you'd have talked to him more. And don't talk back to me like this, young man. You went to college on your own accord. You chose this life. So don't act like we have burdened you with all this crap. Listen, I know you're angry, but it's time you stop being so selfish and get your shit together. We want our elder son back. We want our family to be happy. And you are a part of it. Don't stray away from us. Yeah, I get it. We'll be waiting for you on Thanksgiving Day. Enjoy some time with us here. It will be fun. Yes. As Thanksgiving Day neared, my anxiety only worsened. I didn't want to go back. Something told me it would be bad, but I can't just keep ignoring them. Olivia figured out what was going on with me and asked me if she could join me. I refused at first, but she was adamant about coming with me.
This is getting serious now. I just want to be there for you in case things get messy.
She reassured me. When I told my parents about it, they happily agreed, saying they'd welcome her properly this time. A week later, when we went there, everything seemed to be going fine at first. Lenny looked the happiest to see me, but there was something else I noticed as well. His rather flirtatious behavior with Olivia. While Mom and Dad, like always, acted like it was a standard joke, Olivia was starting to get uncomfortable. She still remained silent and played it cool for my sake. My bar was rising as well, but I did not want to ruin things for others. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep my word and finally busted out when I saw Lenny impropriately touching Olivia. Without thinking, I landed a strong punch against his jaw, the force throwing him against the wall in our living room. Mom and Dad got all worked up, asking why I did that. When I told them what exactly happened, they started blaming Olivia, calling her manipulative and shit. I could not stay 1 second with them anymore. They have insulted me my whole life. But to insult my girlfriend when it was Lenny who sexually harassed her, I could not tolerate their unreasonable behavior anymore. Olivia and I left the house the very next moment, not listening to a single word they had to say. This was my last straw, and now it was over. I broke all contact with them soon after, and now I'm living a much better life. Staying with these manipulative and self-centered bastards would have only made my life more miserable. But I'm glad I finally found the courage to leave them behind.